Hello, my dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing very well. So, what we are going to do in today's session? In today's session, we are going to start a new chapter, and the name of this new chapter is The Lost Camel. Okay? So, before I start this chapter, I want to give a brief glimpse of this chapter. In this chapter, we are going to see how a wise man is one who observes things around him or her. Let's read about four merchants who used their thinking powers and become the king's minister. In this chapter, you are going to see how a simple merchant, use their logical thinking and become the king of the minister. So, are you excited? Come with me and start the chapter. This chapter is divided into scenes. Okay, means one scene, second scene, third scene, just like this. Okay. A kingdom in India where four merchants are standing on a street and talking. So, in India, there was a kingdom, and in that kingdom, four merchants were standing and talking with each other. A man sees them and comes to talk to them. The man looks worried. Okay, so when these four merchants are talking, another man came towards in their direction, and that man was looking worried. Scene 1. Man, kind sirs, I am in great trouble. I have lost my camel. Have you seen it anywhere? The man was very worried. He asked, Sir, can you please tell me? Because I am in great trouble. Can you help me? I lost my camel. Have you seen my camel? First merchant thinks for some time. Is one of his legs weak? So, among these four merchants, first merchant thought for some time and asked, is the leg of your camel is weak? Man, nodding happily. Yes, sir. The one leg of my camel is weak. Second merchant, is his right eyesight less? So the second merchant asked, can you please tell me, is your camel's right eyesight is less? Man, looking surprised. Yes, yes, you are right. He can't see with his right eyes. Okay, so the man was quietly surprised. He said, yes, my dear, my camel can't use his right eye. Third merchant, is his tail short? Now the third merchant asked, can you please tell me, is the tail of your camel is short? Man looked completely shocked. He said, yes, my animal has a short tail. Yes, you are absolutely right. My camel has a short tail. Now comes the turn of fourth merchant. Fourth merchant said, is he suffering from body pain? Man, in excitement. Yes, yes, you have described my poor animal exactly. Waits and thinks, then ask angrily, where is he, you thieves? So, this man was very happy. He said, yes, you all described in an exact manner in which my camel existed. But this man thought for few seconds, thinks for few seconds, and he became angry. He said, wait a minute. How do you know all this thing about my camel? Tell me, where is my camel? First merchant, we have not stolen your animal. In fact, we have not ever seen it. We have only seen its footprint. Now, the first merchant said, listen, my dear, listen, sir, we didn't steal your animal. Even we didn't see your animal, camel, okay? So, we are telling truth. Man, you lie. You have stolen my camel. How can you describe it so well without saying it? Come to the king now. So the man was stubborn. He said, no, 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 I'm not going to believe on you. How can, without seeing my camel, you all four describe the exact things about my camel? Now I'm taking you to the court of the king. You have to give answer to king. So this is all in scene number 1. Now we are going to see scene number 2. In scene number 2, the man takes them to the king. The king is sitting on his throne talking with his courtiers. So this is scene number 2. Here you can see the king is sitting on his throne and with his courtiers. King looking at them, what brings you here? So the king looked at them and said, come on, tell me, what is the matter? Why you came here? Man, oh king, these four men have stolen my camel. Please order them to return it. The man said, oh king, all these four merchants are thieves. They have stolen my camel. Second merchant, Your Highness, we have not stolen the animal. In fact, we have not ever even seen the animal. So, how can we steal it? The second merchant said, Your Highness, Your Majesty, we didn't stole the animal. In fact, in reality, we didn't see his camel. King to the man, How do you know that they have stolen your animal? Now the king was confused. He asked to the man, Come on, tell me, how can you say that all these four merchants have stolen your camel? Man, bowing down. Oh, king, they have described my camel exactly. If they have not seen it, how can they do so? So the man, by bowing his head down, said, My king, if they have not seen my camel, then how can they describe my camel in the exact way in which my camel existed? King, looking at the merchants, if you have stolen the animal, I order you to return it. So the king, okay, so the king almost agreed with that man. Said to all those merchants, see, if you have stolen his camel, I request you, I order you, return back. Third merchant, Oh Lord, if we had the animal, we would return it, but we do not have the animal. We are honest man, not thief. So the third merchant said, Oh my majesty, we are not thief. We are loyal man. We are truthful. We are honest man. Okay. If we have his camel, then definitely till now we have returned it. King, then how do you know so much about the animal? So the king asked, Okay, no problem. I convinced that you didn't see the camel. But without seeing that animal, how can you know this much information about that animal? Fourth merchant said, Believe us, your majesty. Believe on us, your majesty. We have not seen the animal. We only learn about the animal from his footprint. Believe us, our majesty. We didn't see the animal. We only see his footprint. King angrily, How can that be? Now the king become very angry. He asked, How can this possible? First merchant said, You see, my lord, I noticed footprints of an animal on the muddy path. I observed that one footprint was lighter than the rest. I knew that the camel had one weak leg. So the first merchant said, My majesty, I noticed the footprints on a muddy path. Okay. And here I saw one footprint is lighter in comparison of other footprint. That's why I got to know that one leg of that camel is weak. The second merchant said, I observed that the leaves of the tree on the left side of the road were eaten. Those on the right were untouched. Okay, thus I know he couldn't see with his right eye. So the second merchant said, My majesty, I observed that the leaves, okay, tree have two sides, left and right. So the leaves of the tree of the left side are eaten, but on the right side, leaves are untouched. That's why I concluded that the camel can't see through his right eyes. The third merchant says, I saw drops of blood on the road from insect bite. So I knew that his tail was too short to chase insects away. Third merchant says, My majesty, I saw the drops of blood. That's why, and that drop of blood came due to the insect bite. That's why I concluded the tail of that camel is short. Okay. And if the camel have a long tail, he can chase that insects away. But he can't use his tail that because his tail was short. Now comes the turn of fourth merchant. He said, I saw that while his front feet were planted firmly on the ground, the hind feet had hardly touched. Thus, I guessed that they were contracted by pain in the camel's body. Now, the fourth merchant says, My majesty, I saw the front feet. Okay, the front feet of the camel was planted firmly on the ground, while the other feet was left. That's why I concluded there was a pain in the camel's body. Now the king was very much impressed with with the clever, okay, with the mind, okay, with the sharpness of these four merchants. These merchants were very wise. They had observed things around them and draw conclusion. Now the king was very impressed. He thought, all these four merchants are actually very clever. They observed minute details about that camel. They are honest too. I am happy that I have such wise man in my kingdom. And beyond their cleverness, beyond their strong mindset, they have honest too. Okay, I'm so much lucky that in my kingdom such honest people live. As for you, looks at the man. So after thinking all this thing in his mind, king looked in the direction of the man and said, I want you to be careful next time. I order you to go and look for your camel. Okay? So the king ordered to that man, see, I'm warning you. Careful from the next time. Okay? Now go and search for your camel. Looking at the four merchants and you, I make you my minister. And now king looks in the direction of those four merchants, and king tell them, see, I'm going to make you my ministers because you all are very sharp minded. With your help, I'm going to rule the kingdom. And you all are very sharp minded people. That's why, with your help, I'm going to rule this kingdom. So, my dear children, this is all about in this chapter. Again, we are going to learn some new words. Let's have a look. Beloved. Beloved means what? A person who is loved by all. Dismiss, to ask or order something, someone to leave. Dismiss means when you are asking someone to leave. Okay? Lame. Lame means not able to walk. Okay? Any person or any animal who is not able to walk called as lame. Now, my dear students, what you have to do? You have to complete your exercise based on this chapter. Okay. So, this is all for today's session. Okay. So, I'm going to meet with you all in our next session. Okay. Till then, take very good care of yourself. Bye.